Hi, I'm Dave, and I live in East, a dorm in Harvey Mudd College. In 2011, I volunteered to be East's movie guy. Seemed natural, I love movies. My responsibility was to select and play a good movie every Saturday evening. I was really excited for two reasons. One, I got to spread some of my favorite movies to my neighbors. Two, I felt productive showing movies, watching movies in advance, reading reviews about these movies, etc. First question, why come to East Dorm Cinema?
I've been to EDC many times, and I really like going to EDC. Basically, I'll go anytime unless I have too much homework, because generally it's a movie that I haven't heard of before that's a lot different than what I would typically watch, and that's really interesting to see and kind of refreshing, different.
So I come to EDC because I like to hear other people's reactions to the movies, especially afterwards, and I enjoy kind of seeing what Dave thinks is good, which is usually terrible. Just kidding.
Yes, I've been to EDC a number of times. Pretty much every week I can actually make it.
Yeah, I've been to EDC a lot of times.
I've been to EDC about, not quite every week, but maybe twice a month.
Yes, I have. I have gone to EDC this year.
I come to EDC about every other week or so, and it's a really fun experience. It's a new movie every week, and Dave has really good taste, so it's a lot of fun. See a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally see.
So how are these movies chosen? Prior East movie guys have stuck with the current classics, like Memento, The Shawshank Redemption, and Airplane. All good movies, but I imagine a sizable portion of East have already seen these. I wanted to fix this up a bit. I tried for variety, playing actual classics they could relate to, His Girl Friday, The Apartment, My Dinner with Andre, some less well-known award winners from 2011, like Drive, Melancholia, Tree of Life, The Interrupters. Many of my favorites, like Eternal Sunshine, The Purple Rose of Cairo, The Thing, The Fugitive, and sure, some crowd-pleasing current classics, like Indiana Jones, V for Vendetta. Still, some members of my dorm haven't liked the movies played. They either avoid the event completely, or show up only for typically popular movies. Why is this? Why is my interest in showing a movie and its attendance inversely related? Number 2, what do you think about the choice of movies?
Some of the movies are a tiny bit too artsy for my personal view, but overall, I'm really glad that they're there because they're movies I wouldn't necessarily watch myself, and they're cool.
I'm generally not a fan of overly serious movies. I prefer action movies or comedy things.
It was, like, a lot of them were pretty, like, artsy and, like, deep thinking movies, as opposed to, like, none of them were really just sort of fun movies that you didn't have to think about a lot, or lots of guns or anything like that. And so I think, like, one of the reasons that I maybe didn't go to so many this year was just that it's my Saturday afternoon. I probably have already done a couple of hours worth of homework, and I should either be doing more homework or I just don't. Yeah. Another academic exercise is not what I'm looking for when I want to watch a movie on a Saturday.
There are some that, like, definitely are more draining than others, and, like...
Like what?
I feel like Drive, just, like, because of all the violence in it, like, I felt very drained after that one.
I went in during Tree of Life and left after a couple minutes because I didn't like the movie.
By far, the most attended movies have been Raiders of the Lost Ark, V for Vendetta, and a lot of the movies I played first in September. Basing my analysis on the films alone, I would say that these movies were less draining than the rest. As John suggested, a more taxing movie can be less appealing. For students who are taking a break from problem sets, an easy movie does sound appealing.
I think that, in general, people come to movies that they've seen before or that they've heard good things about more frequently than they come to things that they're not sure they're going to enjoy. And that's just some people's, like, cinematic preferences, or for sort of, not simpler tastes, but just kind of, they want to be assured that they're going to enjoy what they're going to see. And also, a lot of people, I think, are sometimes made a little uncomfortable or don't necessarily enjoy seeing a movie that kind of provokes thought or makes them, maybe makes them feel uncomfortable or makes them feel like they've got a lot on their mind, or makes them feel depressed, especially. So people generally show up more for like the action flicks and the sort of lighthearted romantic comedy sorts of stuff than they do for the serious, like, and especially for films that they haven't seen before. But I think there definitely is a contingent of people who's really excited to see new things.
Choosing movies has been a balancing act. I've been wondering this whole year if I was doing it right. it seems there is a trade-off between the concentration a movie requires and how many people will come. I can see this by the attendance and the opinions of the viewers. I'm interested in showing movies that people haven't seen with new ideas, but many viewers are simply here to relax. Maybe I should have seen this conflict of interest earlier.
Thank you.